Go.
Hi there, welcome to another video of our reviews. Today we got ourselves a 2019 Ram 1500 5.7 liter V8 Hemi. It's come for a little walk around. As you can see, it's all new for 2019. Motor and transmission stay the same, frame still the same roughly, but it's a very nice truck. It's ivory white. It's a limited. It's a limited, not a Laramie limited. It is a very nice, fancy truck inside. So right here, I got the key fob, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna demonstrate something here. We got tailgate release, we got automatic start, and drop down to the lower end of if you want to get your vehicle easier. And here it goes. This is for if you're an older person or you're a very short person. There we go, there it goes again. You can drop it down in levels. You can even make it go even further. And this is just basically for ease of access into your vehicle. And that's about as far as it's probably going to go. So, let's jump around over here to the engine. So for 2019, still the 5.7 liter Hemi V8. More or less it's the same, 395 horsepower, 410 foot-pounds of torque. But if you do get the e-torque model, you do get the replacement of this alternator is not here. It is replaced by a belt starter generator drive system. And that e-torque system provides about 130 foot-pounds of extra torque from like 0 to 1500 RPM. Now it's almost like the GM that we drove, or the Chevy Silverado that we drove with the e-assist, but this isn't an e-assist. We will grab one of those one of these days and do one of those, so stay tuned for that. But for all new in 2019, you got a much larger engine bay in here than you did before. Everything looks very well fit and finish. Obviously, it's a new truck, so it's nice and clean. So let's close the hood here and have a look around at the truck. We'll go and open the doors here. This truck does come with the tow mirrors. Now let's open it up. Nice full leather interior, leather console. If we look at the back seat here, nice big back seat. This truck is looks very comfortable. Can't wait to start driving it. And for your gas, Ram has now gone to a capless fuel tank. Seems to be the trend nowadays. If you want to see something cool with the tailgate, watch this. I'm gonna press this button twice. A nice dampened tailgate, and it comes down. And another interesting feature about this truck, which I'm not too surprised about, is the back tailgate here is aluminum, and I also believe the hood is aluminum now. But I do know that the tailgate is aluminum. Your handle right here is a push, and it's self-dampened. And I guess we're gonna haul snow around for a little bit. But another thing I wanted to talk about is these taillights here. These taillights are very intricately designed. Now, if you would pay attention and you take a 2nd gen Dodge Ram and you take this 4th gen and you put them back and you put them rear end to rear end, you'll actually kind of notice if you pay attention to this side on the other models, that where the reverse light is positioned on the lower models, these taillights look similar to the ones on the 2nd gens. Now come around to the front again. Nice 22-inch chrome wheels. And actually, this is the first generation of Rams that I can remember that are now 6 bolts. These are 6-bolt wheels, no longer 5 bolts. As you come around to the front, I also noticed about the styling of the truck. Ram took their headlights from this, almost like the second gens, and instead of being short like this, you know, compact, they said, okay, well, let's widen it up, make it a little taller. And then they did the same to the grill. The grill almost looks the same. It's got a little bit of variation in it from the original second gens. That's just what I see from them. So, yeah. So let's hop in and go for a drive. All right, so now we're in the truck. We're going for a little drive on the highway. And let's give her the beans a little bit. Woo, this thing flies. That really helps with that 3.92 rear differential. That axle ratio of being high like that really helps the acceleration of the truck. And plus this truck is running with an 8-speed automatic, so the way that Ram has tuned the 8-speed automatic to shift, and the power band to be perfect. So as we're getting out here, I have the nice heated seats on and I'm actually enjoying it. Seats are very comfortable. We got an array of features. First of all, like this, which we just noticed, what's on here is it's a mathematical table for all your gauges, which is actually, I think that's kind of cool. So, as we close this, open this first level, well, there we go. We got some storage, USB port. There's lots of USB ports. That's one thing you can sure count on finding on new trucks nowadays. Now, if you just press those and open it up, well, you got some more storage. And Ram is heavy on their storage. We got ourselves a miniature glove box, but I don't know, what would you put in there? Probably.
You're probably in your insurance.
Yeah, probably. That'd probably be the best place to put it. Yeah, but you can put your phone in there. You can put your wallet in there, or your wife can put her wallet in there.
Or you can shove your wife in there.
Yeah, right.
Here's our touchpad.
Yeah, and this is the full 12.4-inch navigation screen. From climate to controls to media.
We gotta dial that back a bit.
Yeah, it's nice and toasty warm. So if I press this button right here, I can turn down my seat warmer, or I should say my butt warmer, down to a more comfortable temperature.
I think that's a cool seat, by the way.
And then
you turned on your cool seat.
Oops. There we go. And then heated steering wheel in this truck, which is actually pretty nice. I just turned it off.
And if you guys are towing anything and you want to see if your trailer is okay,
or see how close the person is to you, that's you can't zoom in right now. Let's see how close that person is that's tailgating you. You can see it for about 10-15 seconds. So another thing we should try to find is the map. You know, the map. So here's the navigation.
Oh yes, there's.
Oh wow,
so Dale gets the two screens. Yeah. So at that point, your favorite locations and everything like that, you can go to where to if you want up at the top there. Like if you slide it over, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
So you can put it to the bottom card that way. So then now if you want any of your directions, so that's just flipping your pages back and forth.
Oh, okay.
So now what you can do is the little flag over on the bottom left hand of that, if you click onto the flag itself,
Let me in.
So at that point it's probably locked because we are driving and you haven't set anything that way. So if you hit the little clock underneath that, you can probably remove that. Yeah.
All right, and I'm gonna do a quick run after I can get through this quick traffic because I don't want to sit here.
See, because that's the thing.
traffic.
Like what you guys have originally set up is the 2 pages. So what that does for you is allows you to look at 2 pages simultaneously, but it hasn't allowed you to access the navigation fully. So on the bottom of that touchscreen, you can see there's a nav tab at the bottom, just right in the middle there by apps. If you want to click that nav tab at the bottom there, just one over from that apps. Now it brings in the whole screen. So now you've actually entered the entire app itself. So as you can see, when you have the 2 pages on, you can look into apps, but it doesn't allow you to access the full application of it. Until you go into the single page, you can access your where to, so you can put in directions, you can ask for information on gas prices, closest gas station, restaurants, hotels, a ton of different settings that way. So very helpful that way for you. But also the other 2 screens can be a little complicating. So, hence why we try to do these videos to show what these can really do.
And so I put the truck in aerodynamic mode, and we're going to find a little spot where we can do a good hard 0 to 60 with this truck, give it a good run for its money, see how much it likes us. And I'm over the speed limit apparently.
Just don't look at that.
Yeah, well, we'll just pretend that's not there.
How do you get rid? There.
There we go. I was gonna say, well, there's a screen off button right there. You got your mute, your volume, browse to, blah 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 blah. I tell you, we'd have to sit.
Your brake controller for your trailer.
Yeah.
You did the adjustment of your truck up and down for your air.
Yeah, for
Your traction control.
Tow haul mode. And then your park sensors for front and rear.
And your tow haul.
Very cushy ride.
And your parking sensors.
Very nice leather dash, some wood grain, I think it's metal trim here. It's the Limited is a very high model in itself. You've got the Laramie Limited, then you've got the Laramie, and then you keep going down.
Got the Longhorn as well.
The Longhorn,
Country
yeah.
Style.
And then was it the Laramie Longhorn? And then you got the Longhorn.
Yeah, which is basically the same thing. And then you've got your Sports and your Rebels, so more of that sporty style, off-roadish style.
Yeah.
So, if you want to test drive a truck today, go see Thomas. He'll definitely help you out.
It'd be a pleasure. Definitely, we've got lots of these new 19s in, so it's a learning curve just with all the new technology in it right now, and some of the real safety features such as your blind spot monitoring with your lane keep assists. It's got active braking, so forward collision warning with active braking. So if your eyes aren't happen to be on the road, it may catch something before you do and help apply the brakes. So also it has adaptive cruise control, so you can adjust your setting of distance from the vehicle in front of you and have a very smooth cruise, basically from here to wherever you need to go. So, but no, lots of 19s out, and we're all sitting here ready to show them off and show you what they can do. So.
Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna mash the pedal and see how quick we go. So, in 3, 2, 1, go. Traction control.
Even with traction control, take it off, it'll spin a little bit more. But
Oh yeah.
that's definitely the Hemi power right there.
Yeah. You know what Hemi stands for, or what the Hemi actually is, or how? Well, inside the motor, the whole combustion chamber of where the fuel mixture burns and everything goes boom and makes us go zoom. The hemispherical combustion chamber was invented years and years ago, back in the early 50s. And it's basically dome-shaped top pistons with a dome-shaped top combustion chamber.
Okay.
And that helps give you a little more surface area to play with when it comes to combustion.
Okay.
And that's why, and they actually, back in the day, they did make more horsepower just because of that.
Okay. So it's gonna say the old fervid adage saying of more bang for your buck kind of thing with the power coming out.
Yep. I'm really liking driving this truck, actually. It's
Very smooth.
Yeah.
Nice ride.
Power is very there. It's like, let's go. So, and so far I'm doing pretty comfortable. I'm pretty comfortable. The air suspension's pretty comfortable, and so oops, that wasn't the cruise. And set. Hang on one moment. There we go. So now we're doing about 105 kilometers an hour. It's just nice and quiet in here. You're sitting back there very nice there, Thomas?
A ton of leg room, honestly. I know I'm not a very tall man to be able to show that, but you know, honestly, when it comes to big work crews or children, like there's ample amount of space back here with the full-size crew cab. As well, these seats will have on certain models, like the crew cab, you can actually slide these back to have about a 6 degree to 8 degree tilt for a little bit more comfortable ride. There's a ton of features back here for people back here to be comfortable, such as heated seats in the rear for both sides, as well as ventilated seats in those hot summer days. You've got 4 USB ports back here. You've got a 3-prong 115 volt plug-in, so beyond applicable for all the technology, all the equipment you might need to run. So, and then up on top, it's got an even bigger sunroof now too, full panoramic. So instead of your average sunroof in most trucks, this actually provides that much more sunlight, as well as a full covering shade if you do need that protected. But very, very nice when you can kind of bring into this darker interior a little bit more sunlight. It just really adds a special light to the already beautiful Applique. So. Lots of stitching in the Limited as you'll notice on all the steering wheel, the seats, the center console, everything's got some really good stitching. So just a very beautiful and complete truck.
And one of the other things I noticed with this truck, we've also got the adaptive lane, the lane assist, sorry.
Yeah, it's got the lane assist.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, even these bloody trucks, they'll park themselves nowadays too.
Here, let's park it. Or that one. What does this button do?
That right there, so that's your lane keep assist. So if you want to shut it off, you can actually hit that button and shut it off. So when the light's turned on, there's going to be a yellow light that comes on it. Now that's off. So that's going to allow you to literally pull into whatever lane you want, and it's not going to give you any notification. But to have it on, it's really good. So if your eyes drift a little bit, or you're not paying as much attention to the road as you should be, and you start to drift over either into the ditch or into the oncoming traffic, the vehicle's going to notify you with a small chime and a slight tilt back of the steering wheel back into your lane. So it just kind of helps keep you going straight. And then also, like I said, it does have the option for parallel or perpendicular park assist. So ultimately, same thing as what all the little cars always advertise to be able to do. These big trucks can now do them just as well. So you can go find a spot, real tight parallel spot, and this thing will slide itself right in there. One try, easy peasy. It's fantastic.
I think one thing with this truck would make it worthwhile is when you're going on long trips with if you're picking up your parents and they're older, the heated seats, you got heated seats, they got room.
It's honestly the nicest thing about these trucks nowadays, and I like how you put that, is you can fit an entire family.
Because some old people, they need that warmth.
Absolutely. Between the air suspension, that'll bring you down to what we would call an entry-level mode, so it's going to bring the shocks right down, along with side steps that come right out. It's easy access for even the elderly. There's ample space back here for people, even adults and everybody, to be very comfortable back here. There's technology and there's comfort features like your heated seats, ventilated. You can't go wrong. They fit a whole family in here now. So yeah.
So if I slightly move over here, it's going to push me back over to the center.
Now it might not have the chime set up because you can adjust how it does that for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the only time it's going to cut it out is if you put your turn signal on. If you put your turn signal on, it will cancel that program and allow you to turn into that lane.
Yeah.
So
And
it's a pretty cool feature.
I just keep going on the highway here. This is what I'd say is a good highway truck, because it's smooth, it's quiet. Like all you hear is the tires just clicking over the bumps, just click, 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 which is very nice. I don't know. Can I put it into like another aerodynamic mode, like even drop
Chances
it down?
are, being the speed that you're going to, because it is a smart system,
Yeah.
it won't allow you to go into anything other than aero mode going at this speed.
Okay.
Because Off-Road 1 and Off-Road 2 is more designed literally for ground clearance and things like rock climbing and stuff like that, it is at a lower speed. So you can get up to, I think it's about 40 to 50 kilometers an hour in Off-Road 2. So it allows you to get some speed going, but to a level of, you know, safety aspect if you are off-roading. So as soon as you get up to a certain level, about 60 to 70 kilometers an hour, it's going to automatically, the computer's going to recognize and it's going to throw you in aero mode. So it's going to drop that front end by about an inch, inch and a half, and it's going to leave the back end up. So it's going to kind of cut through the wind. But as you get to lower speeds, yes, you can adjust your ride height yourself. So you can go anywhere other than entry mode. So you can do your off-road, you can do your normal ride height at, you know, anywhere from 0 to 50 quite seamlessly. But your entry mode is another one that it'll only be set until you basically get going about 10 kilometers an hour, and it's going to take you out of entry mode and bring you up to normal mode. So it's some people love it because it's a very smart system. Few of those real heavy-duty off-road guys, you're not going to like that smart aspect, but you'll get used to it. It is meant to be the best performance of height for what you're doing with the vehicle. So if you're on the highway, there's no need to be in off-road too. You're just wasting gas. Put it in aero mode, save yourself some gas. It's the best way to do that. So
Yeah, that's another thing, you know, like, let's say, you know, you're a short person and this truck didn't have those extendable side steps. It lowers the truck enough to the point where you can comfortably get in it. And that's something that you would want to have. I preferably like a taller truck, but at the end of the day, a lower truck is basically easier to get into. They usually ride better. They aren't as stiff. But I have driven a truck that had really stiff suspension, or well, not too stiff of suspension, but stiff enough that you wanted to sometimes take it easy over some bumps or just fly over things because you'd be bounced around. And now with new trucks nowadays, new technology, basically new everything, you're being treated the best, especially when you buy a truck like this. And I mean, this is like an $84,000 truck, and this is every single bell and whistle. And I'm pretty sure it's more bells and whistles than the GMC Denali and the Chevy High Country, because Ram puts a lot of money into their interiors, and they've been kind of probably taking a little bit of money away from their engineers at their drivetrains and stuff like that, because I think Ram is happy with the 5.7. A lot of people, they used to have a lot of issues in the first few years that this body style came out, and they made out with a new engine, and people were speculating, well, is Ram going to put the 6.4 liter Hemi in here? I tell you, if Ram put a 6.4 liter Hemi in this half ton, it'd be a little crazy, to say the least. It'd be very, how should I put it? It'd be very, 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 very powerful. Especially with how light these trucks are getting. The amount of horsepower and the amount of torque that V8 itself puts out is pretty, you know, substantial. So as we're going down into the valley here, we gotta slow her down to 80. Got some construction. Overall, I'm really liking how this truck is. I'm nice and comfortable. I'm warm. I'm set. I got the seat position where I wanted to. So, how are you sitting over there, Dale?
I'm actually quite comfortable.
You could almost even.
I could go to sleep at this spot right now.
Oh yeah, I could do it too. So, yeah. So, hopefully you like this test drive that we did today. Here it is. The truck's all dirty and everything, and well broken in so far. So we're gonna have to come back and do a part 2 to this video. We're gonna go through the features inside the truck. It's gonna take us a while, so bear with us. And we'll grab a video of a Ram Rebel, but definitely the next Ram we will be driving is an e-torque. We are gonna compare it to the e-assist, so please stay tuned for that one. Like and subscribe. I know I've been keeping my eye on my one video.
Don't forget that bell.
Yeah, don't forget the bell either. You know? But I've been keeping an eye on some of my videos, and I know one video is doing really good right now, so thank you for the views. Keep it up.
Don't forget the Murray's Chrysler.
And thanks to Murray Chrysler in Brandon, Manitoba. This is the Ram side of their dealership. Selling trucks since 1926. And thank you to Thomas Boyd for letting us goof around with the truck.
Absolutely, man. It's been a pleasure. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
And just at that aspect, with all the features, technology, and stuff, like there's a ton to show. So
Yeah.
Yeah, just go and see him. He'll hook you up, even for a
Absolutely.
test drive.
Absolutely, man. We got to start
Any
somewhere.
information you
Teach
ask him.
Yep, absolutely. So come on down. Don't hesitate. Ask for Thomas at Murray Chrysler, 1550 Richmond Avenue. We'd love to see you. So come on down.
And we're gonna finish it off.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. Like and subscribe.